The silver-haired artist didn't ask for a name. She just held out a rolled scroll, her icy eyes gleaming with unsettling certainty.
I knew you'd come. I've been expecting you.
The parchment unfurled like a confession. Each line of ink whispered secrets no stranger should possess.
That's my childhood dog, Shiro. He's been dead for a decade. The logo of my university baseball team. And that's my exact jersey number.
And there, at the center, Lily of the Valley, the flower he'd placed on his mother's coffin 3 months ago.
How? How do you know all this? Who are you?
She said nothing, just tilted her head, that fanged smirk widening as if she'd won a wager. Asahi stumbled back, knocking over a tray of inks. He didn't stop running until he was blocks away. In his dark apartment, he clutched his mother's photograph. The tattoo design was tattooed onto his mind, every impossible detail, 3 nights of that scroll replaying every time he closed his eyes. The anniversary was only days away. At her funeral, he'd whispered a promise, a tattoo that would carry her memory forever.
I picked a random shop. How did she already know what I hadn't even told anyone?
Sleep became a battle. Every silence filled with that smirk, the scroll's damning accuracy.
I am terrified. But if I don't go back, this fear will eat me alive.
On the 3rd sunrise, he threw off the sheets. His eyes held a grim resolve.
I'll demand the truth, even if it's insane. I need to know how she knows.
He walked through the morning chill, the parlor's neon sign pulling him like a beacon. He stopped before the door, hand trembling on the handle. The purple neon hummed.
No more running. I'll face her, whatever the answer costs.
The bell chimed, and Kotone looked up as if she'd been waiting. Her smirk hadn't moved an inch.
You owe me an explanation. How did you draw my life before I even opened my mouth?
Explanation. I thought you wanted a tattoo. Or are you just afraid of remembering her?
Don't play games with me. Every detail. My dog, my team, my mother's flower. It's impossible.
If you want answers so badly, why not investigate? A clever man like you could figure it out.
She slid a plain business card across the counter. Her silver nails caught the neon glow.
She's daring me to dig. Fine, I won't leave empty-handed.
He snatched the card and stormed out. The neon sign flickered behind him like a taunt.
Sato Private Investigations. She practically invited this. I'll expose whatever she's hiding.
That night, he dialed the number. In a cluttered office across town, the private investigator Sato answered. In Sato's cluttered office, Asahi slid the business card beside his mother's photo. The investigator listened, brow furrowed.
She drew my childhood dog, Shiro, my college team, the exact Lily of the Valley from Mom's funeral. Before I said a word,
Any chance of a data leak? Old social media. A mutual acquaintance you forgot.
number. I walked into a random shop, and she said, I knew you'd come.
I'll take the case, but I am not looking for ghosts. If she's a stalker, I'll find the connection.
3 days. I can barely survive 3 hours without answers.
By nightfall, Sato's unmarked sedan idled across from Kotone Inc. He watched the door, cameras at ready. At midnight, she stepped out, locked up, walked to the corner store. 1 bento box. No glances, no meetings. Sato returned at dawn with a thin folder. He tossed it on the desk, rubbing his tired eyes. The 3-day stakeout yielded nothing. Sato extended his watch, but the real answer wouldn't be found in any file. Day 5. Her life was a closed loop, open shop, draw, close shop, walk home. Nothing out of place. Sato trailed her through grocery aisles, cataloging her purchases. Instant ramen, green tea, sketch pads.
Not a single call. No suspicious contacts. She's either a ghost or the world's most boring psychopath.
He dug into her records. No criminal history, no social media, no family in the city. A blank canvas. By day 8, He'd compiled a dossier of nothing: receipts, timestamps, and an unanswered question.
She knows things that happened before social media existed. That dog died when he was a kid. How?
At night, he watched her window from the sedan, a silhouette sketching late into the dark.
This isn't stalking. It's like she was waiting for him, but that's impossible.
He couldn't bring himself to dial Asahi's number. Not yet. Not with an empty folder.
There has to be something. People don't just know other people's lives like that. No one is that clean.
At the end of the second week, Sato finally called him in. The report was as thin as a postcard.
No criminal history, no digital footprint, no connection to your family, your old neighborhood, your school.
She exists like a ghost, but ghosts don't draw intricate tattoos from a stranger's soul.
Asahi's hand trembled as he flipped through the empty pages. The words "no link to subject" stamped in red ink.
This can't be real. How does she know every corner of my life without an ounce of data?
I am sorry. I turned over every stone. She's either the best liar I've ever seen, or I am losing my grip.
Liar. That's what she is. This isn't supernatural. It's a trick.
He slammed the folder and stood. The answer wouldn't be found in any database.
The only way to crack this is to face her again. No more running.
He pushed into the evening air and headed straight for the neon glow. The door hummed with that same purple dare. He threw open the door. Kotone didn't flinch. She was holding a second scroll, her eyes gleaming.
You came back. The investigation disappointed you, didn't it?
She unrolled it on the counter. The design was more intricate, but a single oval gap sat empty at the top.
The same design, but empty. That shape. It can't be.
He saw the lighthouse, the one his mother took him to on her last good day, clutching his hand as the sun set.
No one else knows about that. Not even my father. How can she? The lighthouse. That was only ours. How could you possibly?
Isn't that the memorial you wanted? One no one else could grant.
Asahi reeled back, knocking a stool over. He fled again, the empty shape burning behind his eyes.
That lighthouse. The sea breeze. Her voice. Mom, what did you leave behind?
He burst into his apartment and grabbed the phone. First call, his aunt.
Auntie, did Mom ever mention a lighthouse? Some trip we took?
His aunt's answer was a confused no. She'd never heard of any lighthouse.
Dad, did Mom ever talk about a lighthouse? One by the sea?
His father's reply was silence, then a quiet, "No, son, not that I recall."
No one. Not a single relative. That place belonged only to us.
He yanked out the old photo albums, flipping until he found it, a faded snapshot of the lighthouse.
This is the only proof. And she drew it like she'd stood there with me.
He slammed the album shut. The answer wasn't in his family. It was behind that neon door.
I'll go back. I'll plead if I have to. Whatever secret my mother left, she knows.
The door chimed again. This time, Asahi didn't storm in. He collapsed against the counter, chest heaving.
Please, I can't sleep. I can't think. How do you know about the lighthouse?
For the first time, her smirk cracked. Something ancient and tired surfaced in her gaze. Wordlessly, she stepped around the counter and pointed to a framed photo on the wall. A group of nurses.
I was a hospice nurse. I knew your mother.
A nurse. My mother's nurse, all those nights.
That's all you get tonight. Go home.
She turned away, and the dismissal hit harder than any secret. He stumbled out into the cold.
The hospice. Her name must be in the records. That's my proof.
The purple glow died behind him, but a new path kindled in his mind. The hospice where his mother spent her last days. He drove to the hospice, the place where his mother breathed her last. At the front desk, he asked for the night shift logs from her final month. The binder thudded onto the counter. He traced the dates until he found the schedule. Night shift, primary caregiver. Kotone.
There, Kotone, listed as the primary nurse for every single night.
He scanned the column. Her name appeared without a single absence. 5 consecutive nights.
She was with her every night. While I grieved alone, she held my mother's hand.
His hand trembled as he pressed the copier button. The evidence emerged warm and damning.
This is proof. Not a ghost, not a coincidence. A connection forged in that room.
He walked out into the rain, the schedule burning a hole in his pocket.
Now she'll have no choice. She'll tell me what my mother said.
He stormed through the neon-lit door, the photocopied schedule crumpled in his fist, rain still clinging to his coat.
You were her nurse. Every single night she was there. You were with her. I have proof.
Kotone's eyes dropped to the papers. The smirk dissolved into something raw and wounded.
Why didn't you just tell me? Why all the games?
Because you weren't ready to listen. Now you are.
She pulled a worn stool closer and gestured for him to sit.
Sit. What I have to say isn't short. It isn't easy, but it's hers.
After all this running, maybe it's time to stop.
He lowered himself onto the stool, the schedule still clutched in his hand, his eyes fixed on hers.
Tell me. Every word my mother said to you. I am listening.
She was lucid in short bursts, mostly. She talked about you, nonstop.
She reached for a worn envelope beside the bed and pulled out a photo, a young boy hugging a golden retriever.
That's my son, Asahi. Shiro was his best friend. They never left each other's side.
Then she unfolded a newspaper clipping, a photo of a baseball team. He wore number 8. His swing was beautiful. She even kept a dried lily of the valley pressed in a book. This flower will always mean home to us.
She carried those memories like treasures. She made me see every chapter of your life.
She kept all that. Even at the end?
She remembered everything, and she wanted to make sure someone else would, too.
The room fell silent. Asahi's eyes glistened, seeing his mother through a stranger's voice.
She was my mother's memory keeper, a witness I never met.
On her last night, she woke up crystal clear, grabbed my hand like it was the only thing left.
Her voice, barely a whisper, began to paint a picture.
There's a lighthouse. Take Asahi there someday. He'll need it when I'm gone. He needs a tattoo. Something to carry his whole life on his skin. So he never forgets who he is. Draw his dog Shiro, his baseball jersey, the lily of the valley, and the lighthouse at the very top.
She described every stroke, as if the design was already etched into her heart.
She told you all of that? The entire design, every detail?
Every detail, she made me promise. Draw it all someday, if you ever see him.
A deathbed wish. For me. A tattoo she'll never see on my skin.
The weight of her final design settled onto his shoulders, each line a heartbeat of a mother's love.
After she passed, I couldn't go back. Her voice stayed in my head. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her sketch, the design she drew in the air. I quit nursing, handed in my uniform. I had to carry out her promise. I enrolled in art school, studied anatomy, shading, needlework. For one client, I practiced that design for 18 months, hung it on my wall like a prayer, waited, hoped. Then one evening, you walked through that door. I felt her spirit, like she was standing right behind you, telling me to unroll the scroll.
Asahi buried his face in his hands. The room felt heavy with the weight of an impossible promise.
You threw away your career for a sketch from a dying woman.
The tattoo gun lay silent on the counter, its needle pointed toward a life-altering choice.
Do it, please. Finish what she started.
Kotone's hand extended toward him. Not the smirk, but a gentle offer. Her eyes had never looked so human. He took it. Her grip was steady as she pulled him up and toward the chair. He removed his shirt and lay face down on the cold leather. The scroll waited beside him like a sacred text.
This is it. After this, her wish will be on my skin forever.
Kotone unwrapped a fresh needle and loaded the gun. The room filled with a low, anticipatory hum.
Breathe in. This isn't just ink. It's a reunion.
The needle touched his skin, and a sharp sting shot through him. But beneath it, something else stirred.
It hurts, but it feels like she's watching, like she's here.
The first line was drawn, a stroke that would become a dog's ear. The memorial had begun. Asahi's back tensed with each needle pass, but as Shiro's ear took shape, the sting softened into warmth.
Shiro, running through the field with his tongue out. I can almost hear his bark.
Your mother told me he'd steal your socks and sleep in your bed. The best boy.
He was my best friend. When he died, I thought my world ended.
The golden retriever emerged on his skin, each line a door to a sunlit memory.
I buried him under the oak tree. Mom held me while I sobbed into the dirt.
She said you were only 7, but you were braver than any adult she'd known.
She remembered everything, even the way his tail wagged in his sleep.
With a final stroke, Shiro was captured forever, a loyal friend immortalized in ink.
And now the baseball jersey. She knew every stitch of my life.
The needle traced a baseball bat. A stadium roar echoed in Asahi's memory.
She never missed a game. Even when I struck out, she'd wave like I'd hit a home run.
In the stands, a woman in a floppy hat cheered until her voice cracked. His mother, his most loyal fan.
She told me your swing was graceful as a swan. It made her heart soar.
A swan. I was always self-conscious about my form. She saw it differently.
The bat and cap took shape. Dark ink, lucky number 8. Solid as memory itself.
I can almost hear her yelling, "Go Asahi," from the bleachers.
The needle danced between the bat and the flower, weaving his past into a single tapestry.
All that's left is the lighthouse, the empty space at the top. It's waiting.
Kotone paused, wiping ink away. The design held everything but the final, most sacred element. Kotone switched to a finer needle. The air grew heavy, as if the room itself held its breath.
This one is from her heart. The lighthouse was all she wanted you to carry.
The needle bit deeper this time, a burn that felt like tears years overdue.
He flinched, then forced himself still. Breathe. This was the final piece she begged for. Behind his eyelids, a child's hand reached for his mother's. The sea roared below their lighthouse. The tower rose steadily, black ink against skin, a beacon emerging from the void.
I can hear her voice. See how steady the light is. Asahi, that's how my love will stay with you.
Kotone dabbed away the last of the excess ink. The light beams seemed to glow even on raw skin.
The hum stopped. My back burns, but it feels complete.
It's done. Your mother's wish is now part of you forever.
Kotone's hand steadied his arm as he rose. The skin of his back pulled tight, a new weight settling. She guided him to the tall mirror in the corner. The protective cloth fell away, revealing his reflection.
Is that me? The boy? The dog? The flowers? The lighthouse shining?
His hand covered his mouth. A sob escaped before he could stop it. Raw and unguarded, he turned, tracing the lighthouse over his shoulder. The ink seemed to pulse with a warmth all its own.
Mom, you are really here. You never left. Thank you, Mom. I'll carry this forever.
He dropped to his knees, pressing his forehead to the floor. The tears were not of grief, but release.
She's proud of you. I know it.
In the mirror, the lighthouse beam stretched across his shoulders, illuminating the whole design, a mother's final promise kept. A few days later, Asahi lifted his mother's urn from the shelf. The fresh tattoo pulled as he moved, but it felt like a gentle hand.
She wanted me to come back here, to the place where the light never stops spinning.
The sedan hugged the coastal road, then stopped at the cliff's edge. Kotone gave a quiet nod. They walked toward the lighthouse, the urn cradled in Asahi's arms. The path was steep, the wind already sharp.
Every step, the tattoo reminded me. Shiro, the game, the flower, the tower.
They climbed the winding stairs. the roar of the sea growing with each turn. At the top, the door swung open. The massive beam rotated above them, a steady heartbeat. Wind whipped their hair, salt stinging their faces. Asahi clutched the urn to his chest.
This is it, Mom. Where you wanted me to be. With you.
They stood silent, the lighthouse sweeping the dark sea, waiting for the moment to release. Asahi's fingers found the lid of the urn. It opened with a soft sigh, releasing a scent of distant incense.
This is goodbye, but not really. You are in me now. Mom, I am okay. You taught me how to be okay.
He tipped the urn. A stream of pale ash caught the lighthouse beam, swirling like a living thing. The dust danced around them, circling once, as if a spirit were taking one last look. For a heartbeat, a faint silhouette. A woman's smile shimmered in the light.
There, I see you. Be free, Mom.
Kotona bowed her head, hands clasped, a silent prayer borne on the wind. The breeze carried the ashes out to sea. The figure dissolved into the setting sun, and all that remained was the steady beam and a son who had finally let her go. Kotone's hand reached out, not for a client, but for a companion.
She guided me not just to the tattoo, but here.
No words passed. The lighthouse said enough. Their fingers untangled slowly, like waves retreating from the shore. They walked down the winding path, leaving the beam to sweep an empty sea. Back in the little shop, the neon still hummed its purple prayer. The original scroll lay on the counter, tied with a ribbon, a single lily of the valley resting beside it. That flower, his mother's favorite. Now a bookmark for a finished story. From somewhere, the doorbell chimed, as if a spirit had stepped in to collect the promise. And in the quiet, the ink kept speaking, long after the needle had stopped.